Mahalo, my friends. Today is Friday, so we are here with another episode of How to Practice Law in a Hawaiian Shirt. And I am having one of the greatest days ever because I received this package right here from Renee Gish and my good friend Tim Tarzan Wilson, who are living in Lihu, Hawaii. And they sent me an actual Hawaiian shirt to wear on the show. And I could not be happier. What a cool thing. So I have my Hawaiian dancer there who is doing her thing with her hang loose fingers. And look at her go. I mean, that's fantastic stuff. The only thing that's in the way is she is on my beer. So we are going to put her down. And I'm going to have a beer with you on this beautiful Friday in late July in Oklahoma in the summer of 2020. And today's episode is going to be about the visitor visa. The visitor visa is about to come back. And why is the visitor visa about to come back? Because our consulates are opening back up. And that started happening last week. And little by little, so we started seeing appointments. I think personally we got some appointments in the Netherlands, Japan, New Zealand, but not all of them are opened. And so getting a visitor visa, not an easy thing. So let's talk about it. It's called a B-1, B-2. There's a number of things that you can get a visitor visa to do. There's visitor for pleasure. There's even a little visitor for business, but not really working, but coming over. So what are some of the things? You can get a B-1, B-2 to come into a conference. You can do it to come in for a deposition. You can do it to actually compete in a competition for prize money, like a tennis player, or say you're coming in for a rugby tournament or something like that with your other team, a team from another country. You can do it to for a number of different things. A professional musician cannot do it, even if they're playing for free. An amateur musician can come in and play for free. So there's a couple of different things about that. Now, how do you get one? So you do this by filling out a DS-160. That's a form at the Department of State at the U.S. Embassy for the consulate you want to go to, and you fill it out and you set an appointment, and you go in. And you should bring things with you. Now, what are U.S. officials concerned about for a visitor visa? Well, that you're not going to stay. So what are the things that trigger that question? Number one, do you have an immediate family member in the United States that if you came over that you could file an immigrant visa for? They don't like that, right? So if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend who's an American citizen and you're coming over to see them, then they may say no, right? And a lot of people don't know that. So they go in and, well, I'm just going to go see my boyfriend or girlfriend. And like, nailed. And they do it under a thing called 212 is the section, and it usually just says, it's very ambiguous. If you go look it up, it'll say not sufficient tie. So sometimes they'll tell you one thing and do another thing, and maybe put a third thing in their book. So that's one reason. So they wanted to come. So it's a really good idea to have something in mind you're going to do. Right now they give them up to 6 months, and they usually just give them for 6 months. But having a strategy to go in for lesser time than that is a really good one. I'm coming in for a conference. I'm coming in to watch the Rolling Stones concert. I'm coming in for a graduation. Here's where I'm staying. Like one technique is get a hotel room, right? Get a hotel room. You can always cancel the hotel room, but you get a hotel room. You shouldn't book your tickets ahead of time. But if you do book them, make sure that you book tickets that are refundable. Because if they don't give you the visa or don't give you in time, you can get in some tough trouble. There's Murphy's Law. If you need to get something done by a specific time, it's really difficult to do that because immigration has a sense for that and they slow things down. So be careful about that. The next thing is you have to have ties to your country, and this is really the biggest issue that they deny these cases for. So what are ties? Well, really good ties are jobs, right? So if you have a job and you have a letter from your employer saying that Bob is going to the Rolling Stones concert or to a conference for us, and he's going to be back because he has these meetings, then that's really good. But the letter itself is not usually cool. You want to have some pay stubs, some proof, some taxes, payroll records, things like that to show that you really have that job. Property's good, but somebody else's property isn't. So your parents' property, things like that. We've actually had wills that we brought in to say they were inheriting the property. Not the best evidence, but it was some evidence. Those are things. Owning a car, not usually the biggest of deal. Sometimes family members, especially if you're caring for them. But other things, like maybe you're a member of an organization, a club that has a competition or an event, and you show them, look, I need to be back for this play that I'm doing. You know, I'm in the local play. I'm in a local community, community acting guild, and we're putting on a play, Fiddler on the Roof, and there we go. Those sorts of things. So make sure you have ties. Those are it. So just to kind of bullet point that, hotel rooms, schedule of events, a reason for coming. You can sign up for the conference. You could have a letter from the boss, deed from your house, something else that ties you to the community, and that's kind of it. So visas should be becoming available soon. Now, we're in a very fluid time. The coronavirus is spiking. It may not happen. And the borders should be opening soon too, Mexico and Canada. Be on the lookout for that. If you need more information, contact us at OnlineVisas.com, set up strategy session, go to our YouTube channel and like it. If you turn your notifications on, we'll keep you in the loop. And I'm Jon Velie, the CEO of Online Visas, and we deliver dreams.